ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्ने गौरतस्मै नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगतपते गोपेश गोपीकांत राधाकांत नमस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। One more time. Hare Krishna कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे।
हरि हरि बोल।
Thank you. I'm feeling very honored and so much happy and blissful to be here, showing my gratitude to Thomas and what's her name? Claudia. Yes, thank you so much for having us here. It's so divine to be here. The whole scene is so good and very nice transcendental vibes here. It's not because of this beautiful setup. The vibes comes because of beautiful hearts. So yourself and all your friends, I can see they are not beautiful not only beautiful in their appearance but beautiful in their heart. So I'm here to fill that heart with something which is very beautiful. This world is beautiful, but the creator of this world is very, very beautiful. It's more beautiful than this world, the creator. And we address that creator as God. Yeah. And direct addressing to God, direct addressing by name is more important just by saying or just by saying God. If I say gentleman and if I say Thomas, it makes a lot of difference. Yeah. Gentle, soft, generous, these are attributes. But if I direct address Thomas, then it gives so much more warmth in that addressing. So just like our devotees were chanting this divine mantra, was directly addressing to God, and we say Krishna. Why his name is Krishna? And why we have to address him? Why we have to chant his names? What is this material world about? What is our destiny? What is our journey? Who are we? There are multiple of questions. And raising those questions and hearing the answers of those questions is called spirituality. Because we may have many questions related to this material world, but there are very, very specific and special questions which are related to spiritual world. Most of the questions of this material world get answered on internet. Just type on Google and you get the answer. It's that easy. But for spiritual questions to get answered, we need a spiritual mentor, a spiritual guardian, a guide who knows answers of all those questions. If we ask in this world anyone, okay, if I come in contact with any of you and say, excuse me, who am I? So if anyone in the street asks this question, that means it looks like he's a little off. Asking this question, who am I? Well, you know who you are. But this question in spiritual world have great values. Great values. Because this world is just a replica of the spiritual world. Yeah. So even though this question being asked here looks like not sane, but the same question if asked in spiritual world is all out of so much respect and have very high values. And there is a logic, there is reasoning behind this. Who am I? If we all ask ourselves, who am I? So we can say, my name is Thomas, my name is Narsingha, I can say my name is Maharaj, Jagdish, Achyuta, Damodar. We have, respective names. But these names what we have now is for how many years? Since we got birth, our parents gave us these names. And for how long we going to hold on these names? As long as I am here in this world. Say 90 years. Don't reduce more than 90. Say 100, max 100 years. Yeah. And after that is going to be another name. I don't know what was my name prior to this birth. Because I'm on a journey. We are travelers. We all are travelers. You can say, no, I'm not traveler. I'm just here in Texas, I'm here in Austin, I don't go out of Texas. But I'm speaking about traveling, a journey of the soul. The soul is on its way, the soul is on its journey. And what's that journey about? What is soul about? What is the size of the soul? All these details is called spirituality because it relates to spirit. Anything relates to spirit is called spiritual. Anything related to matter is called material. So even though we get answers of every question, which is material, but it's so rare to get answer on spiritual topics because that is spirit, and spirit is very subtle. Matter is gross. This microphone is matter. Microphone is not speaking its own unless I whisper something or I speak. Similarly, it's not the body which is speaking. There's a driving force in the body that makes us speak, hear, see, touch. What's that driving force? Who is that driver? Who's driving that car? Or a vehicle? This body is a vehicle, is a car. The driver is the soul. And that's why we need to do yoga. This word yoga introduced from Vedic science. It's all about Vedic. And when we say Vedic means pure, transcendental, pure, blissful, sanctified. Yoga, connection. What's the definition of yoga? Union. Union with what? Union with what? Environment. Union with my family member. Union with my pets. Union with what? And when we perform yoga, we do get union with bliss. We feel good after performing yoga. And we perform yoga to extract bliss. Not just happiness. The word bliss is multiple more time better than happiness. Because happiness drives from material objects and is very temporary in nature. But bliss drives from spirit, from spiritual topics. And bliss is not temporary, is permanent in nature. Endless. There is no end to that. It's more vast than an ocean, more deep than an ocean, more big than the sky. Sky is the limit to that bliss. Provided if we know what is yoga, what is that union? Union with what? I'm a spirit. We all are spirit. Means we are spirit. We are souls. The whole process of yoga means to get union and connected with that origin of this soul. Means super soul. You know, like we have a boss and they have a super boss. Today someone can after program say, oh, I attended one class, it was super good. Or we can just say good. When they say super, that means really means something. A value added in that happiness or in that bliss. Super good. This was super soul. Who is witness of all our activities? We as soul, we do many activities. We can't live without doing something. Even if I'm sleeping, that's one activity. When I'm eating or walking, going to gym, etc. Everything is one activity. So the question comes is, all these activities, can we use all these activities connected with the word yoga, or we can't? Can we use this or not? Yoga means union. Yes, we can include all our activities termed as yoga, union. But again the question comes, union with what? Right now there is a union with our body. All here, souls, we have union with our body. But spirituality describes union with Krishna, the God. And for that we need some practices. Because even if we perform Hatha Yoga, different postures, we're getting union with something. Union with what? When we perform yoga, we get union with what? The body. So it makes the body in shape. So union with good health. Then there is this body. Then there is a subtle body. This is gross body, but there is subtle body. Composition of subtle body is mind, intelligence, and false ego. This is a level, another level of understanding of yoga. We take decisions from mind, we also take decisions from intelligence. They are not one and the same. They are two different. Mind is boss and intelligence is super boss. We take decisions with mind, we take decisions with intelligence. So how we term a person who is intelligent? One who has union with intelligence or take decision with intelligence is called intelligent. Whereas mind always try to cheat us. Mind is always like that. So that's why there is a battle sometimes. Shall I do this? Shall I do that? Is good or not good? So it's mind and intelligence. This is another level of yoga. How to control the tame mind to get aligned with the intelligence so that all my decisions, all my activities align with intelligence and lead to good decisions. Intelligence always leads us to good decisions. There is one writer who gave a very good definition of good decision. Good decisions comes from, what is the root cause of good decisions? And he said, bad decisions. That's the root of the good decision. Because bad decision gives us experience, and then experience gives us good decisions. So the bad decision is the foundation, which happens. Bad decisions happens, but that is done. But because of that bad decision, we gather experience. And with that experience, we can align with intelligence for always taking good decisions. If we cross a red light and we get ticket, so there are many ways to see that. A person who's losing $500 for ticket can say, this is punishment. This is punishment. But the other way of looking is this is not a punishment. It is there to correct you. So not to do this mistake again, because it may damage your car or it may lead to death. So there's a correction. So many ways to perceive our surroundings. Many ways. It can be called punishment or it can be perceived as a correction. You're not going to do this. If I lose $500 for one ticket, I'm not going to do again. That means I'm saving my life and others' life. So this world is the world of perception. Perception with mind. So there is no any compulsion. No one is forcing us to go to another layer. A layer above this is called the layer of perception from intelligence point of view. But there is other layer above that, where the perception comes from the soul. So majority people in this world, their perception only get restricted to perceive, to understand the dealings of just this world. That's all. But very few, they follow yoga and they want to go to the upper level, the other level. Then there's another level. And the final level is the abode of the Lord, where He resides with all His family members, where everyone is so happy and blissful all the time, where there is no death, where there is no old age, where there is no disease. So if we compare the nature of this world and the nature of that spiritual world, it's a vast difference. I'm saying this because I do go many universities, and sometimes students, they raise this question: what's the difference? How does this matter? I'm here, after death I'm going to get back again. Where you born? I born in Austin. So when you leave this body, you're going to take birth? Yes, again in Austin. I said, no. There's no guarantee. Because you are on journey. You may get birth anywhere else. Not guarantee, even in this universe, you may get birth in any other universe. So if you get birth in any other universe, then you'll be alien for this world. So people of this world, they will call you are alien. There's a necessity to stop this cycle of suffering and miseries. There's a cycle. This fan is moving, continuously moving and moving. Sufferings, miseries, bad times. This is negativity. And that's the nature of this world. We can't escape from disease. Everyone has something or the other. We can't escape from old age. Someone was telling me yesterday, driving car, old age is not fun. Who was telling that? See? She's very honest. Getting old is not a fun. And we all have to become old. I can't escape from that. That's my journey. And after old age, what next? Nilambari?
Death.
Oof, horrible to hear that. She said death. Oh, terrible. This comes after old age. Who has ever escaped from death? Can I escape from my death? Not at all. And how it feels if I say I'm going to die one day? We can ask ourselves, is it a fun to die? It's a terrible experience to even think of this. But I have no other option, because I'm here and I'm abide by the laws of this world. And if I don't like the laws of this world, then just get out from this world. If I'm here in the United States of America, I have to abide by the laws and regulations of this country. I can't say, no, I don't like this law, I don't like this law. The government say, okay, then please choose any other country, just go there. If you're not happy here. Just go anywhere. So if we don't like the laws of this world, being getting disease, old age and death, Just quit. Migrant to spiritual world. Yes, but how? Practicing here. By practicing spirituality here, we get transition from this material world to spiritual world, even by staying here. Spiritualizing the senses is called yoga. How we can spiritualize our senses? We can't function without our senses. We can't stop our senses to perform their activities. Eyes needs to see something. And what eye wants to see? Always beautiful objects. Yeah. Ears always wants to hear something good. This is called sound healing. Everything is about sound. This world manifests from sound. Spiritual, not world, spiritual universes, they've been created with sound. Sound of Supreme Lord, sound of Krishna. So why we need sound healing? Because there are so many nonsense sounds around us. Negative sound around us. Sound can create a good relationship, and same sound can create wars. Understand? How it feel if I say, Thomas, please don't mind, Thomas, I don't like you, I hate you so much. How do you feel if I say this? This guy is rude. He came to my place. I don't ever saw him before. First time as my guest. And in front of my friends, he's saying, I hate him. You know, this is a sound. And if I speak harsh, rude, sound always creates reactions. And if I politely say, Thomas, I'm feeling so honored, I'm so happy to be here. Never been here before and feel so great being here. What is sound going to create? A good friendship, a relationship with him. You know? So we need sound healing, not once a year, not 6 months, not once a month, or not weekly. We need sound healing every single day of our life. Because we are surrounded by so many sound vibrations around us. Many people are screaming, they're shouting, they're debating. Republic or Democrat. So much. This or that, earth is flat or round. So many debates going on. Sometimes useful, sometimes useless. And we are in this environment which is full of majority, full of negative sound vibrations around us. And that's why we feel pressurized. There's a pressure. You know? This is called pollution in the environment because of consciousness of people in our surroundings. Consciousness of people affects us. And their sound also affects us. Sometimes a good person turns out to bad. And later he or she regret. Why? I was pretty good. Why I did? Or why I became bad? Some negative vibes. Some negative sounds. To counteract that, we need sound healing. And that sound healing is spiritual sound, which is not from this material world, which has actually descended from the spiritual world in this material world for people like us to get uplift from this miserable situations. around us. To get entrance into that domain, where there is always bliss. It's called sound healing. Not just mere with music, but something added in that music. Not just by guitar or piano or other instruments, that also helps. A flute sound, a veena sound gives so much soothing effects. But imagine if something get added into that sound. What that added to that sound? The spiritual vibes. Then it really gives effects to the soul, because that's the only food for the soul. The food for the soul is not mac and cheese or... Oh, that was a suspense. I already announced that. And the salads. Organic. But food for the soul is organic sound vibrations. It has to be organic, means pure in nature, without any mixtures. It's called organic sound vibrations. The chanting of this Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. What is mantra means? Many of us, we heard the name mantra. What is mantra means? Mantra, 2 syllable. Man means mind, and tra means one who helps us delivering our mind. That's called mantra. There are many mantras in this world who can capture and control the movements of human beings, birds, snakes, and all that. Yes, many people, they get perfection in those mantras. They can check the movement of snakes. They check the movement of birds. They can check the movements of human beings. That's called hypnotism. Yes. This is one art, and they get perfection. Those who do that, they get perfection in that art, and then look in your eyes and they hypnotize you. Then you'll not be, even though you are aware of situation, but you have no control over you and yourself, and you are being controlled by the other person. Hypnotism. But the spiritual sound vibrations is also pure hypnotism. Pure in nature hypnotism. Where the Supreme Lord, He looks in your eyes, penetrate in your heart, and infuse His love in your heart. What kind of love? The love which is divine. The love which is spiritual. The love which is organic. There's no mixtures. No filtrations in that love. Pure in nature. 1000% pure in nature. That love. It's called spiritual hypnotism. The word hypnotism is like negative, so I should not use that. We're just trying to understand how when we come in contact with this sound healing every single day of our life, we're contracting those negativities and developing positivity. This wonderful devotees here, you can see. We didn't descend from the sky. We born here on this earth. But when we heard in one of the yoga studio, what is the meaning of yoga, how you define spirituality, and how the yoga helps in our life, what is positive vibes, what are negative vibes. When we all heard this, our life got changed. Life got changed means what? We are same human beings, but different and very high spiritual values. Means we value that spirituality more than anything else. He's been singing this mantra, this Mahamantra for many years. You're not changing, you're just singing the same alphabets every day, same syllables every day for many, many years. You see any change in yourself?
Yes. So much.
What change?
Well,
Loud.
one change, it's not, so there are two sides of the change. The first side is about becoming how your relationship is with the material world. Higher stage is the relationship with the spiritual world, much higher stage. But I've noticed over the years, moving from being very much at the effect of what's going on. Something bad happens, oh my God, what will I do? How will I survive? How will I how will I control things? How will I control things? How will I get what I want? How will I be free of what I don't want? This is a state of consciousness that I've recognized in myself. But as the chanting goes on, what I've seen is the experiences come and the mind responds, but it's like if you're in a movie theater. There's a very different experience. Like many of you know, there is one cult movie, Rocky Horror Show. You've heard of that? So you know, I'm sure it's more than just you and me. You know that this is so popular that there's an audience that they go every year to watch replays, and they learned all the lines, and they dress as the actors on the stage. And they go, and the movie's playing, and they're all standing in front of the screen, and they're taking the parts and they're singing. They're 100% involved in the movie. Yes? Yes. Then there are some people in the front row. They're not on the stage, but they're pretty involved. That's all that's going on. And you go back, and there are some people at the back. And then there may be the person who is working like an usher in the movie. And he's kind of at the door, and sometimes he goes out and comes in. So their experience is the same externally, the movie. But the degree of their absorption in the movie is different. From complete absorption to it's happening out there. I'm not so involved. Oh, I have to go and serve somebody some ice cream. I'm going there. So in the same way, we're in this world and things are happening. But what I have discovered as time goes on is that my absorption, my total, how I'm affected by these bad things and good things, it becomes less and less. It's just something that's going on. So sometimes very difficult, bad things are still happening, and there may be some initial, oh gosh, but in almost no time, it's okay. What's next? No problem. Krishna takes care of everything. For all these anxieties that we've had in our life, and you've all had so many anxieties, and for all the frantic thoughts and the actions, and sometimes being able to do something and sometimes not, most of those experiences that fully absorbed your attention back then was so much fear, anxiety, attachment, that you can't even remember them today. But at the moment, complete absorption. By chanting Hare Krishna, by chanting these divine mantras, by connecting with our gurus, by connecting with the divine family, the divine world, then this just becomes less significant. It's still going on, but it's not a big deal. And Krishna is always taking care. So that's
Thank
my
you.
point of view.
Very nice. Jagdishwar, your experience?
I think it was George Harrison who once said, "Proof of the pudding is in the tasting." So I began chanting in 1982 at the age of 16, and
Loud.
now I'm a lot older. But throughout the decades, every time without fail, if you chant in kirtan or japas with attention and feeling and some devotion, in my experience, I've always felt so happy doing it. Like there's some blissful feeling. There's some
You don't get bored every day in the same schedule.
yeah. That's what I'm like. For example, if you just chanted, "I am great, I am this, I am that," and if you just try chanting that for like 10, 15 minutes, you get tired of it very quickly. You wouldn't find it very ecstatic. But with chanting, there are times where we do kirtan for hours, like maybe 3 hours, 4 hours, even longer. In fact, there are places where they do 24-hour chanting. Even the Beatles, when they were on the Mediterranean on a sailboat with all their instruments, they were just chanting all day, and it felt like the more they chanted, the more they wanted to chant. So it's like this ever-increasing blissful feeling of knowing that this vibration, this transcendental sound, is not ordinary, it's not mundane, it's not material, it's something divine.
Out of this world.
Yes, out of this world. So, so the proof is it's in the tasting. So when you do make that sincere effort to chant and really go for it with the mantra, the Maha Mantra, it's so self-evident and so easy to realize that there's this incredible spiritual energy that is in that divine self.
Thank you.
Because how could I just be chanting the same thing for so long and never get tired of it?
Thank you. And my friend Thomas, your experience?
For me, most of it is like helped me see myself and other people. And so the deeper I go, the more I work on myself, and then I see other people working on similar things. So it helps me to not judge them because I've been in those shoes or I will be in those shoes. And so it helps me see that everybody's really just doing their best, as best they can. We're all really here to kind of step on each other and see if we can get large enough to still love each other. Either so.
Yes. So, you saying after following spirituality, you develop that mood of loving people more than in a normal situation, right? You start develop, yeah.
Yeah, much for sure, for sure. Because if you see, so if you start to feel yourself as spiritual or as a spirit, then you understand, like, oh, for me, if that's true, then it has to be true for everybody else.
Yes.
And if I'm spiritual and they're spiritual, maybe wherever they may be, I have to accept their own process. If I'm going to have my own process, that's just the way it is. So, if it's one way or another, sometimes it's going my way, sometimes it's not, sometimes it's going somebody else's, sometimes it's not. It's messy, it's not pretty, but if we can get the perspective, then we can hold the space long enough till we maybe understand, maybe. At
Yes.
the end of the day, it's all moving in the same direction.
Mm.
And the more I understand that, the less I'm affected with it, and the easier it is to put my own in to help as best I can.
Yes. Thank you. Haripriya, your experience? She's practicing for so many years, almost like 50 years now.
I know, so, yeah, I started in college, but I didn't start Krishna consciousness. I started doing transcendental meditation. And at the time, we thought, what I learned with that was I was trying to merge into the absolute consciousness. And then when I heard about Krishna consciousness and I read a book about it, and I realized, oh my God, if I had merged with the absolute, that's like spiritual suicide. I wouldn't exist anymore. I had no personality compared to going to the spiritual world and being with God and playing with Him and loving Him and all His associates. And I was so upset for a while that I was doing that, trying to merge with the absolute. They even had a song, "One unbounded ocean of consciousness in motion." We taught the children that. Anyway, I was so happy not to have discovered that there's so much more. You can merge with the absolute. That's Krishna's divine radiance. It's called Brahma Jyoti, and you can merge with that, but then you don't exist anymore. And eventually, maybe in some millions of years later, maybe you have some feeling when you come back on the earth. But to be able to go to Krishna and live in His divine world is just so heartwarming and inspiring, and there's like nothing else. It just makes sense.
So if my question, if we speak like this, then maybe some people will think you people are like fanatic people. Yeah, we hear a lot about this. You guys are fanatic about this. There's nothing, there's nothing existing like this. You're just creating your own, and you just want to be in a different world, and it's like all fanatics.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
So, how are you going to answer? Are we fanatics, or it's just emotional level? It's just fanatic level? It's just crazy level? Or what is this?
So, everybody believes something. And everybody believes that what they believe is true. Otherwise they wouldn't believe it.
Yes.
So in one sense, everybody's a fanatic for their own opinion. They may be really.
That's a good one.
So this finger pointing, oh, you're this, it's just silly. Because we're all in that. The question is, where is your belief coming from that you have so strongly? So we are all taking our beliefs from our own thoughts and experiences. So in the Vedic teachings, our great Guru Srila Prabhupada described in an introduction to one very famous Upanishad, Sri Upanishad. He explains that there are 4 intrinsic defects, flaws, faults to everybody. So they are in English, Brahma, Vipralipsa, different words. But in English, there is that you are identifying with the mind and with the senses. So these are limited and they're imperfect. The mind is a filter. We all know everybody's mind is different. So our vision coming through the mind and senses is very flawed. It's colored by our particular bias. Even to the point, you like cauliflower, I can't stand it. Cauliflower is good, cauliflower is bad. But we're living in this.
That's mind.
Mind, just mind.
Acceptance and
Just
rejections.
mind.
Acceptance
Yes.
and rejections.
Sankalpa vikalpa. Just like this. So first problem is, we are coming from a perspective of a limited, flawed mind and senses. Ask a little child, how big is the moon? Oh, it's about that big. It's that big. That's what he sees. Oh, can you look at the sun? How bright is it? I can't see the sun. It's too bright. Mind and senses cannot determine reality. First flaw. Second flaw, that even though we cannot perceive reality. If somebody asks us our point of view, all we will give. And then they have talk shows where everybody shares their correctness and how everybody else is wrong. Huh? So even though I don't know where I am, I don't know who I am, I don't know where I'm going, I will tell you. This is called cheating. By nature, we are willing to cheat and be cheated, to accept anybody from any talk show, or he's written a book, or he's got a platform somewhere. Next problem is by nature we make mistakes. Srila Prabhupada said both Gandhi and Kennedy, on the days of their assassination, both of them were told, there is a plot afoot. There are people out there who want to kill you today. Don't go. And both of them, no, it's all right, I must go. And both of them finished. We make mistakes. Our intelligence, everything is flawed.
Every
but
day,
still,
every day we do
every
hundreds of
day,
mistakes.
every day. And the fourth problem, the biggest one. For example, if you know this person thinks he's Jesus, or he's Hitler, or he's a dog, would you take seriously what he has to say about life? Huh? Really? Would you? If you can't take seriously the opinion of somebody who thinks I'm Hitler, I'm Jesus, I'm a dog. There's a problem there. But we are all identifying with this body and this mind. Just like at the beginning of a big, you could write a mathematical equation covering this wall, but the first step says 2 and 2 is 5.5. The whole thing is garbage. So if there is a flaw at the very beginning of our calculation, everything is wrong. Yes? So if I am saying, I think this, I believe that, I suggest you do this, I want that, I see that the world is like this, I see the world is like that, at the beginning of our every thought, our every feeling, our every plan is I. If your sense of I is mistakenly identified with matter, with the body, with the mind, everything you think, everything you believe is wrong. So you are also fanatic. You have your beliefs and they are wrong. We are in a position where what we are saying is not coming from us. We are repeating the teachings of Shastra, of Scripture, that are presented by self-realized souls. We are repeating the message of what is called Bhagavat. Bhagavat means the manifest representation of God. Comes in two forms: Granth Bhagavat, the book, the Shastra, and Bhakta Bhagavat.
Which are known as law books.
Huh?
Which are known as law books.
Yes, the law.
That's the law books.
So yes, we are fanatic, we are adamant, we are strong, we are unshakable in our conviction, because it has not come from this unsteady, ever-changing mind and senses. We are hearing from authority. So the real question is how to determine who or what is an authority we can place our trust in. And last thing I'll say about this is a clue is it's not you. And there's an old saying that the person who accepts himself as his teacher has a fool for a student. Look for a good teacher. Understand what is a real teacher. Not he has long hair, no hair, smiles, frowns, millions of followers, no followers. No, no. This is the most important question we can ever ask and get the answer to. How can I recognize, how can I find a real teacher? Oh my dear Lord, I cannot understand anything. I've been following musicians, film stars, and politicians my entire life. Donald Trump, Joe Biden, Kennedy, Mick Jagger, what's his name, Jerry Garcia, you know. This is our nature. How will I recognize a guru?
Not a good guru, but a real guru.
Real
Not
guru.
a good teacher, but a real teacher.
Ah, real guru. And the answer begins with, you go into your heart and you cry. And you say, my dear Lord, I have been in ignorance forever. I don't know anything. Please guide me to your representative. And then become a fanatic of that person. Then everything's all right.
This is the very good definition of being fanatic. So, okay, coming to conclusion, as what he said, beautifully described how to become fanatic, a bona fide organic fanatic.
Don't panic, organic fanatic.
Again, what I said earlier, to get aligned with the true source. As I said, not a good teacher, but a real teacher. Because we can very easily say, oh, he's a good teacher because he's pleasing to me. I mean, he's not correcting me, he's always appreciating me, glorifying me, so he's a good teacher. But the other teacher, he's always harsh on me, correcting me, he's a bad teacher. So again, this is yoga with mind. I'm just speaking from my mind, what I like, what I don't like. It's just all about I. Understand? And when we say I, that means just my mind. Not even correct definition of I. Because I is not mind. I is soul. I is not mind. I is soul. You know? My body, my possessions, my house, my family, my state, my city, my country. Everything is my. Where is I? If there is no I, then there is nothing mine. What is that I? I means soul. If there is no soul, nothing is mine. Even my body is not mine. My family, my society, my city, my country, nothing is mine if there is no I. So everything comes from the concept of I, that is soul. This is high level yoga. Highest level yoga. To get connection with the soul, to the super soul. And later on, in that state of consciousness, then there's no harm to become fanatic. Because then you're aligned with the bona fide and true source. Whereas prior to that, everything, what I understand, what you understand, what we perceive is all with mind. Mind has no any stand. Today I like you, tomorrow I don't like you. Acceptance and rejections. Acceptance and rejections. This is mind. Don't rely on mind. Come to the upper level. So the question comes, how to come to the upper level? association. Association. A person is known by the company he makes. Because birds of the same feather flock together. So if I am associating with those who are in this concept, who are totally absorbed in the spirituality, they will make us spiritual. Very easy. Which is so hard with our own efforts, but it gets so easy just by being with them. Because what they're going to speak, what they're going to teach is all about spiritual matters. They have no other business. We preachers, we go around the world. We have no other business. What is our business? What is our business?
What is our business?
Yeah,
Real business?
the real business.
I don't know.
To go back home.
Our real business is to go back home. Oh, excuse me. What are you saying? Go back home. Don't you have a home? You are homeless?
Yes.
Come on. You're homeless? I don't believe. You have a very fancy home, you have an AC, you have a kitchen. Full of
Only
homes.
for a little time. So many homes.
And I see on the street in Austin, there's so many homeless people.
Yes.
They also claim they're homeless. How you claim you're homeless?
This is not my home. I cannot stay here even if I want to. I'm getting kicked out at time of death.
They're already kicked out. They have nowhere to live. They're under bridge.
But they're still trying to stay here. We're trying to get out of this temporary place.
Yes. Understand what is the difference in my debate with him? Huh? Fake homeless people and bona fide homeless people. Those on the streets, they are fake homeless people. Because even if you want to bring them home, they don't want to come in home. And they don't even know what is their home. Whereas devotees like him and many others, we are fully aware. Where is our home? We are aware of the fact. Where is that home? The abode of the Lord. So what I'm saying is from the scriptures. I'm not fabricating with my mind. I'm not crazy. I'm not fanatic. The abode of the Lord is our real home. And we are here homeless. Why we are bona fide homeless people? Because we are aware that this is not our home. And the abode of the Lord is our home. We are aware of the fact and we are practicing every single day to go back to our home. That's why we are bona fide homeless people. Because we actually want to go back our home. If I request any homeless person on the street, hey, what are you doing here? Come with me. I will take you to my temple, my church. And I'll give you every supply. Just stay here, follow some rules, regulations, and you'll get everything throughout your life. Nobody's going to come. Nobody's going to come. We did this. In India, there was advertisement on the newspaper. Anyone who finding a home, clothing, lodging, food, whatever you need, we will give you everything. Just come and stay with us. You know how many came? Big O. Nobody came. Why they didn't come? Because they only want to be there. They're fanatic about the situation. Oh, I'm very happy being here. Now, if you're driving your car and you see a homeless person, don't you feel compassion? I should help it, right? It's like a human nature. Let's give them some food or some clothing because you feel pity on them. So would you like to become like them? No. Yes or no?
No.
We don't want to become like them. We want to stay in a very clean environment at our homes. That means they're not aware of the good situations and they're very happy in that street situations. But we with higher consciousness, we can see they are not in a good situation and we are in a better situation. Similarly, try to understand, and I'm ending up saying this. Those who are spiritually inclined or spiritually absorbed divine personalities, they also see us like this, roaming the streets, in the streets, even though we are in our homes. But we are suffering like this people, homeless people, they are suffering. We are also suffering. And just like we feel pity on them, those spiritual personalities, they feel sad to see us in this miserable situations. They also want to help us. They are also extending their help. Come, I want to take you. Why are you suffering here? Unaware of the situation, unaware of spiritual topics. We guarantee you, those spiritual personalities, those are always absorbed and totally absorbed in the spiritual world. They are extending their help. Come. But you know what we say? No, I'm good. Just like the person on the street, he say, I'm good. I don't want to go anywhere else. I don't want to join any church. I'm good here on the street. This is called our fanaticism. They're giving us guarantee. They're giving us all supply. They're ready to give everything. But because of our nature, we just don't want to. But we are practicing. We are understanding. Day-to-day practice. More and more hearing. More and more hearing. More and more hearing. Everything is about hearing. Shravanam. How to adopt a language. So like English is not my first language. So any child born in English family, like in America, very easily adopt language. Any child born in Chinese family, any baby, he's not even going to school, but he's learning. How is learning? By hearing how his parents are speaking. A child born in Russian family speaks Russian because association and adoption so quick. Similarly, there is a spiritual language. How to learn the spiritual language? By hearing. That means association with those who are absorbed in these matters. And for that reason we are here. We all are hearing. We all are speaking. I'm speaking from my mouth, you're speaking with your eyes, indicating to me. Speaking is not just with words, sometimes eyes also speak. Your eyes can speak. So my humble request to all of you, keep on coming and keep on hearing. Maybe some topics are not clear. Maybe there's some doubts in what I'm saying. It's natural because we are on a learning stage. But just keep on hearing. That's the only solution. Keep on hearing. Keep on hearing. So many doubts get dispelled just by hearing. This is how we learn, practicing 35 years, 40 years, just by hearing. So once again, thank you so much for being here and for having me be here, especially this beautiful couple here. I really liked and looking forward to come again next time. I come Austin 2-3 times a year, so have a wonderful gathering here. And together we can follow this process. And together, when we are together, it becomes easy to practice. Being alone is so hard and difficult. Mind goes in 10 directions, maybe more than 10 directions. But when we are together, at least for that moment, mind gets focused on just one direction. And that's the best direction. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Request you to please.
All right, this is kind of see.
But please come. Ajma,
Can I say something? One time I heard that somebody said, a religion without a philosophy is fanatism, and a philosophy without religion is like eating cardboard. So it's important to have both, and what we're doing here is actually a super ancient philosophy
Yes.
that has all scripture backed up to it.
Yes. Million of years back.
Good.
Good.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare